Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to the World Series 2018. We're back with round 3, and today we've got Sexiie against Curious. So two really good players, two quite evenly matched players. They're going to face off in this first game on Tournament Desert. We've got in the north Sexiie with the super weapon in the pink, and in the south we've actually got a mirror. So in the yellow color is Curious, super weapon general. Yeah, Tournament Desert, which is always the first map of these World Series games. We got both players opting for a barracks first, and Curious looking like he's going to go for a second supply. Sexiie also going for 2 supplies. I imagine we're not going to see war factories until a little bit later on, but let's see what is going to happen. Curious also going for a second supply, also placing down an EMP Patriot. Sexiie is going for the... Just going to make sure I've got my angle right. Is that right? I think it's on 37.5, supposed to have it. Yeah, 39.5 felt a little bit too high. The Sexiie is actually going for some ranges. He's actually looking like he's going to go for the oil and skipping the EMP, whereas Curious is going for an EMP. So going to be nice, well defended on that left-hand side. Drop is going to be placed here and going to immediately laser lock the Chinook of Sexiie. Is going to be chased away, so Sexiie is now not mining. One missile defender left there as well, so Sexiie is going to be denied from mining for quite a while. He is sending his stuff back, but there is a missile defender there, and if Curious is paying attention, he will laser lock it instantly, but Sexiie realizes and pulls it back. Drop on the other side now. Chinook is laser locked once more, going to take a little bit of damage. I can hear the oil being captured as well, though. Curious actually going to check over here that the oil isn't being captured. But yeah, Sexie's not mining. Now getting another Chinook laser locked. That's the same one, actually. He's taking quite a bit of damage, going almost very low. Sexiie has been completely denied from mining. Sexiie always does this with the 2 barracks nice and close together like that. He always does that. I suppose he's trying to box in his dozers maybe in to try and save him. But Chinook being laser locked once again. This is a different one this time, and this time it does get low. This one's coming back as well, but this is also... Oh, no, it's not a low one actually. Curious there, really on point with these laser locks, and Sexiie is not... You see how instant that was? He changed his mind and went for the other one. That's one... Ooh, I thought that was going to go down then. All the Chinooks have been saved, but 2 of them are extremely low, so that is probably going in Curious's favor so far. We've got 2 ranges going over here for Curious now. He's going to try and capture his own oil. We've got a first V out, and 4 missile defenders going inside of there. We've still got 1 missile defender here. No laser lock on the Chinook just yet, instead of laser locking the V, but you can tell Curious is massively on point at the moment. It's looking like he is playing pretty decent. We've got first 4V out. Sexiie now has probably, you could say, the economic advantage, even though he's lost damage on lost HP on some of these Chinooks. They are collecting slow now, but he does have the oil to counteract that, so maybe you could say it's in Sexie's favor. Two missile defenders going to step out of line there for Sexiie, and actually one of them is going to go down. Curious is now trying to capture the oil. This one has been, well, not denied. I think the Ranger's just gone inside that bunker, which is going to stop him from capturing it for a second. But this one over here is probably going to be captured. Sexiie will be lucky if he stops this without losing any Vs. He might lose 1 V actually here. Yeah, he's going to lose 1 V, but he's going to sacrifice it to stop the Ranger. Probably you could say that was worth it, because now he's going to keep that. But Curious could just destroy that now. On this left-hand side, we've got more action. Curious is going to have to be careful here because it doesn't want to lose any Vs. Sexie's also going to have to be careful. That's going to be another V loss for him, so he's losing quite a lot of Vs, and these are expensive as well, $850 a piece. These missile defenders, God knows what they are doing. They're going to just die, and Curious is now slowly destroying the oil, but he only has 1 empty V with a tow missile upgrade. These 2 Vs here are going to come in and chase it away for Sexiie, but they're actually empty too, so it wouldn't actually be that quick of a clean sweep against that V. Curious is now getting his own oil, bringing this V back that he saved from earlier. But Sexie's now been on 2 supplies and 1 oil for quite a bit, so you can imagine his money is going to be flowing nicely. He's on $800 at the moment. It's probably because he's pumping out loads of missile defenders, though. He has got a nice army of Vs going down this left-hand side. He's probably going to be trying to get towards the oil and pick off that oil. That's something that you'll normally try and do. Just from experience, he'll try and pick off pick off the oil if he gets the opportunity on the right side, sorry, on the left side. But on the right side, Curious is now trying to capture the enemy oil again, and probably going to get it this time. Actually, Sexie's quickly responding with another V. But I think that V's, yeah, it's going to be chased away. I want to be careful here with these Hellfires because they're worth 500 each. You might get EMP'd. And actually, the bullets from it could even hit some of the V's when it falls to the ground as well. So it's not something you want to be risking. These 4 V's from Sexiie are still causing problems. They're now more aggressive in the base of Curious. Curious is going to chase away though, chase him away, and all the missile defenders are evac and gone down for Sexiie. More missile defenders left for Curious, and all of the V's are going to go down or extremely low for Sexiie. Only one escaping with pretty much all of its HP. But both oils have been destroyed now. Actually, sorry, not destroyed. One's captured for Curious. So Curious is now back in an advantageous position. Sexiie is now placing his strategy center. All these buildings are very close together, so when a Spectre and the A10 come out later, that's going to cause massive problems. You always want to spread your buildings out against the USA, really. Sexiie now choosing to destroy his own oil rather than capture it back. Thinks it's the quickest way, but he is getting a search and destroy very, very soon. Both players actually getting strategy centers, and actually Curious is more ahead in there in terms of getting his strategy center. But Curious is actually playing really, really decent. What's that now? 7 V's and an ambulance, and I'm pretty sure they've got quite a lot of missile defenders in there. Sexiie also does have quite a lot of missile defenders though. 1 V is being laser locked from Curious and is basically on 0 HP. Wants to be careful with that one. It's just going to go down. Even it's dead now because it's laser locked again. Absolutely 0 chance. There are some well, there is a V and a missile defender over here that's going to push Sexiie off his supply for a second. Sexie's V's are now out of position, having to go and defend that, and Curious is able to just push down the center. There are quite a lot of laser locks coming in though, and all of the V's are either dead or gone low. There's 3 left for Curious on full HP. There's quite a few missile defenders though still out. There's 4 missile defenders, but there's so many V's now for Sexiie. He's just going to continuously push forward and probably chase this completely back. Now all of the V's now gone down for Curious, bar 2 on full HP and 1 is on very low. But actually those two that remain are actually really, really full, whereas Sexie's are more empty, I think. Yeah. Sexie's are more empty, but Curious's are more full. Search and Destroy is now up for both players, if not mistaken. Players could go Auroras here, choosing not to. One of the V's has actually gone extremely low for Sexiie, but these 2 full V's are really paying off for Curious, actually picking off some of the V's. 1 went extremely low, 1 picked off, but also 1 lost for Curious there, one of the more empty ones. But these 2 really full V's for Curious are causing Sexiie big problems. So empty V's versus full V's. The full V's are going to win every day, of course. Really nice counter attack by Curious. Flank attack down the left hand side. He's now going to try and pick off the strategy center. Both Chinooks have gone down, if I'm not mistaken, and these 2 Chinooks are on the verge of dying. So he could just go straight into the supply line. He could kill the strategy center. Whatever he does here is really, really good. Curious is absolutely on fire, picking off these V's now with the same V, just because it's more full. Just completely wrecking the units for Sexiie at the moment. Sexiie is managing to clear this up, but he's going to lose a hell of a lot in the process. They'll probably be lucky if 1 V survives. So yeah, 1 V has survived on about 20% of its HP, but Curious is coming back down the center, and Sexiie throws in the towel. GG, well played by Curious. Absolutely amazing play from Curious in that first game. Pretty much flawless, instant laser locks all the beginning. Yeah, it was just all round really good. So we're going to update the scoreboard. So we do have 1-0 for Curious. See, he collected quite a bit more cash, quite a bit more units destroyed as well. So yeah, well played by Curious. So jumping into the second game, we are on Homeland Rocks. It always seems to be like a familiar set of maps that we're always seeing. You never see like any of the official maps or anything like that being played. We've got Homeland Rocks, we've got GLA for Sexiie in the pink in the south, and in the north we've got Curious in the green, China Vanilla. So a bit of army luck here for Sexiie. Let's see if Curious is able to pull this off with the weaker army. He's already 1-0 ahead. So his morale will be pretty high, and Sexiie might be a little bit stunned from losing that first game. It was a mirror, so it was a fair game. Is Sexiie now going to step it up a level and take a game back to bring it level to 1-1? Let's see what Curious is able to do. So Curious opting for Barracks first. He's going to try and deny these Terracars, and Sexiie is actually going for the Terracars, going to provide a nice scout. Does make it really imbalanced against the China, especially on like such a wide open map as this, which is a GLA map anyway. To have the Terracars in it as well and completely scout what the China's doing, or kill some trucks, or kill some Red Guard or whatever. Yeah, pretty imbalanced. But Sexiie is Sexie's car there has been completely denied. If Sexiie wanted to play that safe, he could have gone like down this route and gone through the middle, but instead chosen to go through the center and actually lost his Terracar. Curious actually going for the capture. Has already got the capture upgrade, so he's trying to go for this oil on the right, as well as his oil back in the base. We've got a flamer coming down this left hand side now. He's going to be met by the tunnel. I think the tunnel's going to get up in time. The flamer might be able to start the flame wall and get some damage going. If Curious is paying attention, the flame wall's going to start pretty much as soon as the tunnel's already ready. Worker has gone down, and that tunnel, if I'm not wrong, the tunnel should go down because the flame wall started so quick before any damage could be done to the flamer. Gat now ready to defend here. We've got oils being captured and a Gat cannon going down for Curious. One oil has been captured. I think Sexie's actually going to get in there and stop it. That's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate for Curious. That's literally half a second away from being captured, and that can change the game actually. But down this right hand side now, we've got the Gat cannon for Curious is being denied. It's going to go down, cancelled just in time, so he still gets the 1200 back. There are mines out now, so this technical, if it gets out of line, it will just walk into the mines. Yeah, it's going to walk into the mines. So Curious, nice play so far, but unfortunately a few of these things have been denied, so like that Gat cannon on the right and his oil back in the base. But he is building a fast third supply over here, which I really like. Red Guards in the center now going for the captured buildings. Sorry, capturable buildings rather. But the Red Guard is going to be denied again, and probably this one over here I imagine is going to be denied. The technical is just there. It can easily pick off these two units. That tank hunter there is remaining, so a nice scout there for Curious. He can see that there is a supply built there, and the technical is choosing to ignore that, but the Gat's going to chase it away. A few Gats and outposts in the base now for of Sexiie rather. Sexiie was trying to go for the oil deny again. Curious actually not going back for that oil grab. He actually is now, but a little bit delayed. 3 trucks built here and a barracks. Imagine he's going to be going in some of these buildings. Gat is going to chase that away, and in the center actually we've got more of an engagement. The barracks has gone down, but these quads are going to chase the Gats and the outposts away, and actually the Gat has run straight into the bunker, so that Gat's going to be going extremely low. Another Gat is picked off by the quads. Oh, so all of the units there destroyed except one outpost escapes with about 80% of its HP. This flamer is really nice actually. He's going to deny the oil. It's going to kill a few RPGs, probably a worker or two as well, probably even a few quads maybe. Actually quite a nice defense there from Sexiie. Actually didn't lose too much in the end. It's a little bit bugged there. I thought I could still see the part of a flame wall. Got a bunker going down. We've got a barracks in a random place from Sexiie. Another barracks going down as well. Curious now has his oil. And is he going to go for... Yeah, he's on 2 war factories now, and now we're going for the propaganda center as well. So hopefully we're going to see like a Lotus. Maybe we're going to see Inferno Cannons, ECMs, stuff like that. Flamer now clearing out the center. But Sexiie is well dug in this little area here. So he's got quite a few RPGs. He's got this bunkered off. He's got plenty of quads and a tunnel there. He's got another barracks. Is that 3 barracks he's built now? This is the most random... I don't think I've ever seen 3 barracks that early from a GLA ever, unless you're going like fast buses and stuff. He has done 3. The quads here are going to tear through some of the units, so a flamer has gone down. And the outpost is also going to be probably picked off. I would imagine it has stealth just in time. There are 2 tank hunters remaining, and they're all going to get picked off by the RPGs. That outpost probably should have just stayed there. Revealed himself. Sometimes you can still see the smoke anyway. But yeah, Sexiie doing a really good job just here with quads and RPGs just clearing up absolutely everything. This is why it's harder for the China because GLA just has to make quads and RPGs and or quads and tunnels rather, and use aTTaCkME of the rest. Just pop in and out of the tunnels, attack move, and go inside of the tunnel, repair and whatever, and then yeah, just repeat. That's why it's so much harder for China. China's always got to go back and worry about healing its units at the war factory and stuff like that. So, and yeah, the GATs have got to spin up to do their maximum damage, whereas the quads can just get to their maximum damage straight away. Sexiie now going for his own captured buildings, so he's going for his oil back at home, the oil on the right hand side that he has saved, and also getting the turret in the center as well. This is going to be really, really hard now for Curious to beat, I would say. But he does have this left hand side supply though, so you can say both players are on a third supply, but Sexiie does have more oil, so he's got one extra oil. So first burst is out now. GATs and outposts are going to try and engage this this turret, but they're going to lose quite a bit of HP in the process. Choosing to go back instead, and actually the Lotus is going to come in and save the day and capture that. But there's plenty of quads out now and bursts in the mix as well, so these flamers are just going to be torn through. We've got Infernos out though, so cause a little bit of damage to this tunnel, but the burst is going to come in. I don't think there's a Jarman in there because the tank now hasn't been taken out, but the Inferno cannons are being taken out. The Overlord is probably going to be taken out as well. Unfortunate for Curious. Bit out of position there. It's just going to be taken out. There's a Jarman on the field as well. Somewhere, because we saw it before. He's just chilling back in the base. But yeah, the turret is now being cleared after being captured by the Black Lotus. Four Helix is out for him, for Curious. So let's see what he's able to do with that. Enemy is only making quads and busters though at the moment, so it's going to be hard no matter what. And if he gets AP ammo, it's going to be real tough. But yeah, let's see what he's able to do with those helixes. If he catches the quads and there's only a few on the battlefield, he might be able to swoop in, reset the quad count. But there's a Vet 2 quad there, which is going to be really hard to fight against. Helixes are now coming in and clearing out this bunker on the left hand side. 3 busters now and another quad over here. There's plenty of quads now going inside the tunnel. So yeah, Sexiie really should be ready for the helixes. So 3 busters pushing forward now. The bunker is taken out, and there's no units in any of these buildings here. I'd prefer, rather than probably that bunker, I'd rather just see like 10 tank hunters put in there and catch the bus off guard and then just kill them. But massive attack coming down this right hand side. We've got flamers left, right and center doing the flame wars, doing what they do best. Oil has been now taken down. Plenty of busters though causing damage to these flamers. I think 2 of the 4 flamers have gone down, but all the workers have been denied, and Curious is still collecting on this left hand side. Sexie's now mined out on one of his supplies, but Curious is also mined out. So it's 2 supplies versus 2 supplies, but Sexie's actually on no workers here because they've all been flame walled down. Big burst attack down this left hand side, another bunker going down, but all these trucks, you can imagine this whole area here is going to be cleared now. One burst actually going down to the whole mode, and we've got 4 MiGs coming in and 4 helixes coming in, so this is going to be massive damage caused to these busters. All of the busters are completely annihilated. Yeah, even the last one goes down. So yeah, massive loss there for Sexiie. Actually, definitely not worth it. Just for a few trucks and for a bunker and whatever, it's not worth it at all. Definitely would make a few more trucks, just to, or maybe just 1 more truck just to finish this off. And I definitely would put some tank hunters in some of these buildings here. Sexiie is going to finish off the supply though. Unfortunate for Curious, he's not there to defend it. 3 busters have gone down though, so that's a massive blow for Sexiie. A massive win for Curious. 1 black market is out now. Sorry, 2 black markets. Terror tech is being prepared on this left hand side. Got a flame wall, got black napalm out over here, so it's a bit of a center right push. 1 of the 3 barracks is going to go down. I'm sure Sexiie is really bothered about that one. But Curious actually chooses not to fight this anymore. I would have probably tried to clear out that and try to flame all the supply or the palace or something, but actually choose not to. Instead, he's going to push straight down the middle, straight into Sexie's base. Jarman is ready. Command center is going down. Mines have been deployed. Jarman is... Ooh, I thought Jarman was going to get caught out of position there. We've got a flamer. Sorry, not a flamer. A carpet coming in, killing all the workers in the main base. And now the main base of Sexie is actually under threat. This is looking super good for Curious at the moment. If he just kind of holds this and takes out these war factories and defends against these quads, then I'm sure he's on for a... he's looking at a victory, I would say. This Jarman's going to be the main problem, though. All it takes is Jarman just to snipe that Overlord and a Rebel ambush to capture it, or whatever, or even one worker or anything to capture it. And that's going to throw the tide of the battle. So yeah, this Jarman has sniped the Overlord. This whole army now is going to be pushed back. Ooh, he's trying to get inside the Overlord with the tank hunters that he had. But unfortunately, he's a little bit slow. Instead of trying to chase them away, he probably should have just gone inside the Overlord straight away, but I don't think he was paying attention. 2 quads have gone onto the mines. We've got MiGs coming in as well. 4 MiGs on 1 quad seems a bit of a waste. We should split them up for 2 MiGs. For 2 quads. Sorry, 2 MiGs per 1 quad, but the Helixes are coming down this left-hand side and actually caught Sexiie out of position a little bit. Caught him a bit of a surprise. 1 tunnel has gone down. Not a lot else. We've got some terrorists here for Sexiie still. We've got a supply going up now for Curious, and actually Curious is looking really, really dominant so far with the weaker army. He's still pushing Sexiie back. We've got all the quads now going down for Sexiie. 3 of them have gone down, 1 remains. We've got the MiGs coming in. Really bad strike there. It's completely flown over 1 tunnel. Just a few quads have popped out and taken out all the MiGs, so really bad there for Curious. Looking so good for him up until that point. But yeah, 3 MiGs just completely wasted there. It's given him the... he's got the bounty upgrade, so he's giving him extra money. So Flamer's continuing to push forward here. Big pop of quads. Inferno Canon's going to try and cause some damage. We've got a carpet coming in as well. And actually, is he going to... If the carpet had hit that tunnel, then that could have changed the whole course of the game. He could have annihilated all of them quads. But actually, these quads are just continuously going back and forth inside and outside of the tunnel, actually causing massive damage. AP ammo is out now as well, so they're going to just shred through most of what actually everything that China has. So Curious is probably lacking in cash now. He had 2,800 just then when we clicked on him. He is collecting from the center supply, or the center right supply rather. He could use these trucks here to collect from there. That'll give him a bit of extra cash. I'm sure there's probably if you add that one and that one is about 4k there. Another push on this right hand side. We've got quads, ECM and a Overlord, but this is looking really bad now for Curious. Just China not able to keep up with GLA, especially with quads and a captured Overlord, a captured ECM with the AP ammo. It's just really, really hard for China to do anything again, especially with all the MiGs that he lost earlier. This is not looking good for Curious this second game. These Helixes have flown in once again, trying to pick off a few workers, not actually achieving that much. I think a tunnel has gone down now, but there's so many quads out now. There's 4 quads, 2 of which are 3 and 4 star. Sorry, 3 and 2 star rather. You can't have a 4-star quad. Is this going to be an EMP or is it going to be mines? It is going to be mines. Bit of a random place that to drop it. Usually you would drop it on top of the tunnel or something like that. Overlord is going to chase away this sneaky flamer, trying to go in and kill the palace. The Overlord is going to chase it away. Red Guard is taken out. The Overlord is now going to try and defend, but we've got a quad pop. The Helix is going to swoop in, take out the Overlord. And actually, this push is not working out so bad. He is completely pushing it back. The quads have got no choice but to forced to retreat. The quad's now popped out behind a palace, and these Helixes are taking quite a bit of damage. 1 Helix has gone down. But these quads and that ECM are going to be still a massive force to be reckoned with. Curious knows it's too hard. I was actually surprised he GG'd there. I thought if he's got like a few support powers like a carpet and an EMP, he could still turn the tide of it. But yeah, weirdly just frozen the towel and GG. So actually very evenly matched there, very evenly matched in terms of units destroyed and supplies collected. So well played to Sexiie. He brings it back to 1-1. So jumping into game 3 then, we've got Curious in the top right on what map is this called? I actually can't remember this one. In CNC3 it's called Small Town USA. It's weird that I can remember that one, but not this one. But we're on yeah, I don't know what map it is. Cyan for Curious with tank, and in the bottom left we've got Sexiie with, I think it was Vanilla China, I think we saw there. Yeah, it's bugging me what this map's called. Plant Waste, that's what it's called, Plant Waste. So yeah, a bit of army luck now for Curious. He wants to try and get Flamers in the base of Sexiie nice and early, and Sexiie wants to be doing like the standard vanilla Battle Masters. Probably the only time they are actually useful is stopping Flamers getting in your base. So is Curious going to do 2 war factories, or is he going to do 3 supplies? It's looking like he's going to do 3 supplies. This building here wants to be doing a Flamer and get straight in the base of Sexiie and cause as much damage as possible. That's when China's weakest. But the longer you leave it, the more powerful China becomes against tanks. So yeah, that's probably why you don't normally see 3 supplies like this. Normally you would see 2 war factories quicker and try and cause maximum damage as early as possible. So Curious are already building a 2nd war factory now, but Sexiie is already on 2 war factories. Going to have more units out, so it's going to be more economy versus more units. This is going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to win this. We've got Sexiie trying to defend against this one now, rather than choosing to, you've got a decision to make there. Do you want to continue to attack, or do you want to try and defend this? Choosing to defend this. Sexiie now bringing a GAT in after he's popped open the outpost, and the outpost has gone down. Tank hunter has gone down. 1 tank hunter left inside of this building though. We've got this flamer that's coming in down this bottom right side, but it is going to be stopped. There is an outpost there and a battle master. Sexiie now expanding to a 3rd supply as well, so this is why I would prefer to be in Sexie's position if this was like an equal mirror, just because he's still got, now he's got more units out, but still got managed to get up to the same economy. Be interesting to see actually how many. So we got units 16, units 22. Sexiie actually got more units out and got the same economy, so it just shows it's more beneficial to build 2 war factories first and get more units out. I suppose the advantage is Curious is able to build a propaganda center now, whereas actually Sexiie could as well. So yeah, very even. So a bit of an engagement here. We've got 1 GAT extremely low for Curious. Curious's GAT is going to go down. So it looks like a Flamer actually is going to get in. There's quite a few units here for Sexiie, so it's going to cause quite a bit of damage to the Flamer, but the Flamer has got so much HP, he should just be able to walk straight in and flame it down, but he is hanging around quite a lot. War Factory is now taking quite a bit of damage from the Flame Wall, but it is stopped just in time. There is another Flamer though, and there's more GATs from Curious. Another GAT does go down. Flamer is causing massive damage to Sexie's outposts. 2 outposts there have gone down. More outposts are coming in for this right side and have killed the 2nd Flamer for Curious there. So the War Factory does survive on about probably 40% or 45% of its HP. GAT and the outposts are going to be pushed back. 1 GAT escaping on just a few HP, but another wave now from Curious. Curious continuing to push forward through this center. The advantage that tank has here, I mean, yeah, sure, the outpost beats a battle master usually. But the battle masters actually can self-heal, so they can cause damage to these outposts, and then it forces the outposts to go back and heal, or they're just extremely low and they get popped open and killed with GATs. We've got a GAT on this top left side. It's going to go down though to the battle master, but there's quite a few outposts here as well. 2 outposts are going to cause some damage. Flamer is taking out another GAT of Sexie's. Curious is now because he got that propaganda center nice and early, he's now already on a Lotus and capturing the middle. Sexiie was already on his propaganda center as well, but Curious is also on a 4th supply, so I'd say Curious is probably still ahead, although Sexiie is managing to harass. He's pushed the trucks off there for a second, but Curious is now in the base, and this is absolutely awful news for Sexiie, especially if that war factory goes down, which it looks like it might do. Loads of units going down here as well. Flamer is disabled by Sexie's Lotus. That's really well done, considering there was a GAT so close. But now the army for Curious is actually going to be pushed back, but I think he could have finished off that war factory if he wanted to, but he's choosing to save his stuff instead. Maybe he's saving that for support powers, or maybe he knows this Flamer is going to come back alive, which it has. And now he's able to kill both of them. Yeah, really well done. Really good decision making there. Shame for Sexiie that he wasn't able to kill that just a second earlier and try and save that stuff. But an Overlord here is going to be disabled for Sexiie, and the 3 Battlemasters are going to be able to take it out. Lotus is working really hard for Sexiie, disabling more and more stuff. But Curious, I imagine, has got the Lotus in as well. He's got the Lotus in Sexie's base, and is she going to cash hack, or is she capturing? I think she's cash hacking. So Sexiie is losing cash. It's 1,000 lost from there and 1,000 given to the enemy. It's a difference of 2k, so it makes a massive, massive difference. Second war factory going up for Sexiie once again. ECM has disabled the outpost of Sexiie, but Sexie's just under so much pressure. His three supplies has worked out amazingly for Curious. Just kind of skyrocketing him ahead, so I suppose there's one benefit of doing that, but more and more Battlemasters now coming in. Just overwhelming these Overlords, not able to do even remotely enough damage. There's so many Battlemasters. They're only $700, but they cause so much damage. Sexiie knows his GG's taken way too much damage. You can see actually Curious from getting that 4th supply and them oils catapulted him right ahead, and also having that 3rd supply a bit quicker as well. Amount of units destroyed, almost double again. So actually, yeah, very almost double for Curious. So well played by Curious. It goes up 2-1. So we're now on Gorge Drought. We've got Sexiie in the north in the pink as Nuke, and in the south we've got Curious with China Vanilla in the orange color. So yeah, who had the stronger army in the previous one? So Curious did. Now we can say he's probably got the weaker army, because Sexiie with Nuke against China, you can say that Nuke is more powerful. So see what Curious is able to do, and what Sexiie is able to do with the stronger army. Is he able to close this out nice and quick, or is Curious going to be able to defend long enough to make it into a long game, make it like Helix Mass versus Overlord ECM Gap Mass? That's probably, or usually, the route this kind of game takes. We've got 2 supplies, 2 war factories for Sexiie, and we've got 2 supplies and a quick barracks actually from Curious. The barracks was actually built first. It's going to give him a bit of vision, so he's going to be able to go inside of... actually, I don't even know where that one's going. Going for a Helix, actually. Red Guard's actually going to capture both of the oils, it looks like. And a 3rd supply going up for Curious. So he's going... a delayed Helix, 3 supply, oil capture... don't know what, rush. Not rush, defense. Going to be a little bit weird, and going to be a little bit hard to defend against. It's got no really mobile units now, apart from like the odd tank hunter. So this is going to be really weird. It's kind of a massive eco boom, delayed Helix build order I've never really seen before. Tank hunter there is going to repel that Battlemaster for a second, so it's kind of done its job. That Red Guard has revealed itself, and now Curious's plan of getting the oils has been kind of spotted, and now the outpost should try and run over the Red Guard. So yeah, this has been a bit of a bad build order from Curious, if you ask me. Maybe he's able to still win. Let's see. I won't call it too soon, but it seems at first glance a little bit not that great.
What do you have in mind?
The oil is going down for Curious as well. He is on 3 supplies, but so is Sexiie. Sexie's also getting the propaganda center now as well. Will definitely prefer to be in Sexie's position. The Helix is going really low for Curious. He has caused a little bit of damage. He picked off 1 unit. I think that must have been a GAT, the way that Helix has taken so much damage. but they're all going down is actually quite a big chunk of economy. Yeah, you don't really want to be losing that, especially that early. So Helix has flown in, and he must have force fired the ground there because the outpost was stealthed, so he did spot where it was. But these 3 Gats are going to come in, taking quite a bit of damage off just 2 tank hunters. More Red Guard are going to be mowed down. Absolutely zero chance against the Gat, or the Gats rather. Propaganda Center now going down for Curious. Helix is repairing. It was very lucky to escape. Second supply up for Sexiie on this forward supply piles. Flamer coming in now for Sexiie and taking out the supply of Curious. That's a massive setback. So economic damage wise, Curious is just taking so much now. He's lost his oil. He's lost a refinery. His enemy oil capture was unsuccessful. His supply now has been killed. His enemy's already on 4 supplies. It's just looking absolutely really bad for Curious right now. Unless he's able to get a massive amount of Helixes out. The build order was kind of bad from the beginning, and I really will be surprised if Curious is able to pull this back. Let's see. I want to be too soon, but let's see if he's see what he's able to do. He's got a nice wall of bunkers there for Curious now. There won't be anything pushing through the center until probably Overlord's ECMs are out. Got 2 Flamers pushing forward now for Curious as well. Don't think they're going to really achieve much though. We've got the Helix coming in and taking out that Flamer finally. So Curious might be able to expand now to a 3rd or 4th supply back on these crates. Curious now also placing down a bunker on this right hand side. You can hear buildings being captured. I thought it was the turret, but it's actually the reinforcement pad. What does that drop off for China? It drops off Battle Masters, like vanilla Battle Masters with no veterancy, so it's not actually that good. Won't really make any difference apart from probably give the enemy XP, so it's probably more beneficial just to destroy it. So if it's dropping off units there and you haven't got control of that area, then the ECMs and the Overlord are just going to pick it off and probably give XP to the enemy rather than actually make any use out of it, because there's not much that a Battle Master can kill. Apart from the occasional Flamer or Gat that are caught out of position, but I mean at this stage when ECMs and Gats are out, ECMs and Overlords are out, it's going to be real hard for a Battle Master to do anything. Can hear something being captured, but I'm not 100% where. Got a nuke missile now up for Sexiie as well. Got 6k in the bank. Both his buildings have been captured. This is looking so strong for Sexiie right now. Curious is in a world of trouble and about to feel a world of pain. His nuke mix is going to come out now, and there's literally nothing that you will be able to do. Not sure how that's got extremely low. It must have been using the override feature. Sometimes when you need low power, you just click on it, press O, it overrides itself to produce more power, so you can keep producing as fast as you want for a little bit, and then you switch it off when you build the power that you need. It's got a new cannon going to repel Sexie's attack for a little bit longer. Helix is going to fly in and was going to try and pick off the airfield, I guess, but Nuke makes save it just in time, and combined with a little bit of damage from the Gat, that was 100% going down. I'm not sure if one Nuke Mig by itself can kill one Helix. I'm not 100% sure on that, but with the help of a Gat, definitely you can. Plenty of MiGs out now, and the ground armies of Curious is going to be completely wrecked. There's absolutely nothing you can do against it. Just one MiG can completely annihilate a whole army, so this is looking real bad. ECM and a Flamer have gone down. Sorry, the ECM is actually still surviving on 1 or 2 HP. But the MiGs are coming back in now. I imagine they're just going to hit the Overlord, and the Overlord is going flying. It's going flying all the way across the other side of the map. I think because he landed on the supply crates there, that's why it died. If it landed normally, it might have actually survived. But ECM is picked off now finally as well by the ECMs. I can hear Lotus is trying to capture something. Not sure exactly where Lotus is. Lotus over here for Sexiie, now capturing these turrets. So you can see when you get those turrets, the amount of vision you have. He's already got this massive strong army that's pushing through the center. This is going to be real hard for Curious to hold on. I'd be really surprised if he manages to hold on against this. So yeah, since the first game, Sexiie has just been on a bit of a... I know he's not been on a roll. This will bring it back to 2-2, won't it? Yeah, so actually very evenly matched so far, and Army's actually dictating this. It's looking like Curious might be able to muster a defense here. The tank hunters are doing as much damage as they can. The nuke MiGs are coming in and targeting the airfield. Curious throws in the towel. GG. Sexie's able to bring it back with those nuke MiGs and that superior army. Just Curious absolutely had no chance there. Sexie actually targeting his own army after the time there. Units lost there for Curious, loads more than 17. And supplies collected for Sexiie there, just loads more as well. When that oil grab got denied, the third supply got denied. It just all went downhill for Curious. I'm going to just update the score. We've got 2-2, actually very evenly matched games so far. So yeah, it brings it back to 2-2. Okay, so welcome to Coastal Conflict. So we've got Sexiie in the top left as super weapon in the pink color, and in the bottom right we've got Curious as GLA demo in the cyan color. Let's see what he's able to do here on this map, because it's always a little bit difficult for super weapon on this map. Do you go for this supply here? Do you and that one? Do you collect that crate and go War Factory Barracks, or do you go for these oils, because there's quite a few oils on the map? Sexiie's actually doing quite an unorthodox thing and actually going for the center supplies. Actually not a bad idea. If you go for the center supplies, a worker tries to build a tunnel here now, which he is doing. You're going to be able to run over that and stop it, so that's actually not so bad. Only problem is with that, you can just park like one quad like here or here, and you can kind of deny that whole thing. But Sexiie actually looking like he really wants to go for it. He's going for the Dozer Crush on the worker. Terrorist is going to chase that away. Really nice from Curious, but the War Factory is up, and it's the first V going to be able to stop that worker. That's going to make a massive difference. It looks like the V is going to get out in time, and if he goes straight to the worker, I think he can stop that. Tunnel's now on 50%. The V's going straight across the map. I think it's going to stop it on like probably like 80-90%. Stopped, and the Dozer over here is crushed. Looks like it's crushed a worker, or it's chased it away either. And the V is now able to come in and clear the second worker as well. So this is actually really well done by Sexiie. He's managed to get on 2 supplies. He's got enough V's out now. He's got V's all over the place. He's actually chasing away this Dozer still with the terrorist. We've got a technical in. It's probably going to be a TD, and he is a TD. He's going to hit the supply there, but the technical is going to pay for it with his life. He's going to go down, but I think that's sort of still worth it. Hitting that is definitely worth it. Would love to see here. Is the worker going to be picked off again? No, it's not. That's massively unfortunate for Sexiie, because now not only he's lost on his main supply back at home, but now he's being harassed at the other supply. So Sexiie really is going to be on no supplies for a little bit. If Curious just puts his RPGs there to stop anything really dropping stuff off, it's actually looking really bad for Sexiie. Actually, Sexie's expanded to a 3rd supply, or actually now his 2nd. Now he's lost his main. 4 technicals coming straight through the center. Gonna do some more harassment at this supply now. So these Chinooks are all taking a little bit of damage each. That's going to maybe pay off later on when they're all a little bit low. Won't take much to finish them off. The technicals versus V's now. The V's are coming out on top so far. 1 technical, 1 V has gone down, but the V's are slowly managing to clear this up, I would say. 1 V going extremely low, another V going to be picked off, another V going to be picked off. But this army is slowly being cleared up, but losses from both sides. Finally is going to be pushed back. Sexiie is now rebuilding the 2nd supply. 1 Chinook has gone down. You see it only takes now a few hits from these RPGs and able to finish off these Chinooks. Only got 4 workers collecting there. Only got 4 workers collecting there. He's on 1,500 in total. Curious doing a real good job, actually. That was looking like a nice solid build order from Sexiie to open up, but Curious actually doing a really good job at keeping up the pressure. He's picked off the Chinooks, picked off the supplies, caused massive damage to the rest of the Chinooks. That one's borderline moving really slowly. When it moves to like 50%, it really hinders the economy. But yeah, Curious now. Look at the map control. He's on this left side. He's on the center with 2 tunnels. He's also going for the oil grab, and he's at this top right supply as well. He's on a 3rd supply now, so no doubt he'll probably have pallets coming pretty soon. I'd love to see 6 workers there and 6 workers there, rather than the smaller amounts that he does have. We've got an oil capture now from Curious. That's going to catapult him so far ahead. Sexie's going to have such a hard time dealing with Demo on 3 supplies and an oil. Massive technical RPG push now. 2 technicals actually picked off, but a Dozer's going to get picked off as well. Plenty of RPGs here. I feel like Sexiie needs to use his ambulance, but he's actually a little bit hesitant there. And the hesitant guy in 0 hour will always lose. You cannot be hesitant with units like that. 1 V goes down. So actually that's 2 Vs and 1 ambulance has gone down there. Technical went down over there. Oh, no, sorry, that was a Dozer has gone down. So actually Sexiie on no Dozer. I think he's on no Dozer. Yeah, the other one must... Oh no, it's not died. It's actually over here. But Curious will be able to spot that, and if he's paying attention, he should just be able to pick off that Dozer. But I really don't think it's going to make a difference in this game. Another V is picked off now. There are quads in the mix. Got a 2nd arms dealer going up. Sexiie doing what he can to try and defend against this or make it last as long as possible. But the quads and the RPGs, the terrorists, are just continuously pushing forward. The Hellfire drone taking a tiny bit of damage. Got the Super Tech now going to pick off 1 more V. And the other V's going extremely low. Got a laser lock and the last missile defender. The last quad is going to get picked off, but the last V is also on very low HP. So all it'll take now is just 1 like tech RPG to come in here and just clear up the game and finish the game. Sexie's under a lot of pressure right now. And Sexiie calls it a game. GG. So Curious is able to take it up again to 3-2. Just going to update the score table. Not a lot to say about that game. I can see roughly about the same units destroyed. A lot more money collected for Curious, probably because they're on the 3rd supply and an oil quicker. But yeah, well played by Curious. He's kept at the pressure the whole time. Really well done. So now what are we on? Melting Snow. Melting Snow, that's what we're on. We've got Tox for Sexiie in the bottom right hand side. And we've got In for Curious. So really unfortunate army for Curious right now. In the top left on Melting Snow, he's the green China Inf player. Sexie's probably going to be going for the Terracars in the center, I would imagine. Is Curious going to do a Helix? That is the question. Probably be the things running through the players' heads now. Is the enemy going to do a Helix? Is he going to do maybe this supply and maybe do a truck crush in the center, trying to take out that car in the center so he doesn't get a scout off? It's going to have to be really quick if it is going for it. He's not actually going for it. He's actually doing a barracks there instead. What I like to do sometimes, you do the barracks on that side, and then you do your bunker forward here, so your trucks are still covered, but your front area is then garrisoned off. Maybe he wants to do like a bunker here and a bunker back there. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Terracar is now taken for Sexiie. He is going all the way over here. Don't know what he's looking for. He's looking for an infantry going in here. Or he's looking for some forward dozer, which would be weird for him if you don't normally see that against the Tox. Now he's going on this left side. Dozer is just going to get taken out. But yeah, you can see the way he's done this then. So he's boxed it in at the front and now done the bunker there at the back. So I suppose it is nice defense, not bad by any means. Technical is going to take quite a bit of damage there on the right side. Oh, sorry, the top side. And it's going to go down. It's going to go down, actually. So the technical is completely denied. And this outpost is completely denied the tunnel there as well. But this whole front area now, I mean, yeah, sure, the back area there is covered, but this whole front area is now not covered. And the infantry are able to be taken out really, really quick. The quad is extremely low, though. It's taking out another tank in there just before it gets out of the barracks. RPG is able to cause a lot of damage here to this barracks. Barracks actually is now going to go down. The quad probably should go back because it's not going to actually achieve much. If it does continue staying around and fighting. Sexiie's now sending an aggressive worker more forward to establish a more forward position. Flamer is now going to come in for Curious, actually causing a little bit of damage to his own trucks there, I think, or just on the edge rather. His quad's taking a little bit of damage. We're going to take out that Flamer. One quad actually going to go down. Quite a few tank hunters have already gone down though. Is he making a propaganda center behind this? Not just yet. So we've got a third supply now going up for Curious, but we have got a terrorist, sneaky terrorist, just walking through the center. Probably just going to hang around there, I would imagine, and just kill the first truck that comes out. Oh, but actually he walks too close to the bunker, and actually the minigunner inside of it is able to kill it. He's going to kill the rebel as well. Actually, really well done by the minigunner there. This aggression here is Curious's weak spot. Where Sexiie is just continuously pushing forward. I imagine this supply is probably going to be going down. Supply is having to be sold as well. That's a real big shame because that supply costs 1,500 and he's paid an extra 600 for the mines. Now they're not even going to do anything. So yeah, the supply is sold off, and yeah, it's not very good. But Curious is now also on a, well, he's on a third supply, so he's now down to 2 supplies each again. So Sexiie already going for a palace, so you can imagine buses and Jarman are going to be coming out. Going to be really hard for infantry to deal with. Got 2 outposts back at home, and we've got a propaganda center now going up. He has established full control over this top center part. He's got a bunker there as well, so he just kind of needs to get his second supply back now, and he's then fully on track to win the game. But it sounds easier than it actually is, so let's see if he's able to do that. We've got some RPGs here for Sexiie, a little bit out of position, or actually quite out of position, not a little bit. There's no little bit about it. We've got a worker at the top side now for Sexiie. Whereas Curious, I feel, could have just really pushed forward with that outpost and just get a really good scout off. Flamer and the outpost are now engaging the Tox tunnels, which is a really hard fight to be taken. But the outpost and the Flamer are actually doing a really, really good job. One tunnel has already been cleared out and gone down to the hull mode. And then one outpost here is causing massive damage to these quads that have just popped out. That is a really decently positioned outpost causing massive damage, and actually cleared out one more tunnel. This outpost is now in big trouble though. It's taking quite a bit of damage. Causing the splash damage here. It's going to cause loads of splash damage, and the quad's going to be able to run over loads of them. And the rebel there as well, able to help out and clear out loads of that as well. Flamer going down now to 2 RPGs and the toxin tunnel. This tunnel is being re-established. Probably would have been better if he just, I know it's always better in hindsight, it's always better when you're an observer, but if he'd have just finished off that tunnel, because he spent so much time and energy trying to clear it out anyway, he managed to do it, and then he just let it be rebuilt. So a little bit of a mistake there from Curious. I feel he should have at least finished it off before he pushed. These trucks here could go and help out in the center supplies. When there's loads of supply piles like that, it will definitely help having more trucks there. So when there's 1 supply dock, you only have 2 trucks in general, yeah. Sexie's now already on a palace, we can tell, because the Jarman's out. She's really annoying. It really weakens the army, because when you snipe off a few units, it makes the outpost less full, so it really does make them a lot weaker. Lotus is now out and actually capturing the oil. Really well done. Lotus now continuing. Going to rush into the enemy's base. Outpost and ECM is now pushed forward, and the barracks is going to be taken out. So no angry mobs are going to be produced anytime soon. Got a black market going up for Sexiie. Imagine he's going to be getting like the worker shoes and AP ammo maybe. Only 4 workers collecting at his main supply. Plenty of mines out for Sexiie. He's also done a few bunkers now. This Inferno Cannon is the worst Inferno Cannon there has ever been. Is he going to kill one? No, he's not even going to kill one. But he's just walked straight kind of over the map and walked straight to his death. A little bit of a misclick there, or a misplay from Curious. So Jarman is going to be detected, and that means that there is a Lotus in the area. That's the only thing really, apart from the outpost, which have already been chased away, that could detect the Jarman. So the Lotus has been pushed away. He's probably going to go back to the oil, which Sexiie has recaptured with the Rebel. So Jarman is now back in action, taking out some of these outposts, taking out the driver, and then sniping off a few more infantry. So these outposts now should be pretty empty. That one is fully empty. That one's only got 2 in there. That's empty as well. I don't think Sexiie realizes that, but he's going to soon realize when they start, when they're not actually firing at all. One quad is picked off, but I think if Sexiie just really pushed forward now, it depends. Yeah, I suppose there's 2 bunkers. There's 2 units inside of there. He just fills that probably a little bit more. He can probably just continue to mine off this, but Sexiie is already collecting off it as well. Yeah, which is not good, but probably quite evenly matched, because Curious is also on 1 over here, complete supply. Sexie's already on a black market there. He's got plenty of quads here now at the top. Going to do a bit of aggression here. He's going to take out this garrison building. Not much HP on it, so it is going to go down really quick. It's not even AP ammo out, and that building does get torn through real quick. Some RPGs are going to run forward, trying to do something, but not able to. Actually, just going to go down to the tank that is inside of there. The quads here now pushing forward, and supply going down for Curious. Inferno Cannon's doing a nice job from range, managing to pick off some of the workers. Like to see this, the last few workers picked off, so then there's absolutely no collection from Sexiie. We've got Jean back in action once again. Outpost is completely cleared out now in conjunction with the tunnel. Outpost versus quads now, and quite a lot of quads being lost. Actually, 3 quads have gone down there. It's 750 a piece. That is not a light loss at all. It's quite a heavy loss. Yeah, 3 quads down. Curious doing quite a good job, but I feel the pressure on him is keeping him so busy at defending this. He can't really do much else. He's just got to completely defend this. And that Jarman is just really annoying. There's no firestorm, because there's just not enough Inferno Cannons out, or not enough outposts near to create the subliminal messaging thingy to cause them to fire faster and create a firestorm. Carpet and the artillery. I actually forgot about the oil. Yes, that oil has been playing a big part in this, and it's actually enabled Sexiie to get up to quite a few black markets now. But the rebels have been laid down on top of the flamer, but the flamer is actually able to clear all of them out. Sexiie was actually already on a 4th supply, but all the workers now have been cleared out. That supply is going to survive, but the quads are able to push back this outpost as well, so quite a few units lost there for Curious. He is still collecting here though, with a shitload of trucks. Got an Inferno being sniped off. Sexiie actually looking like he was gonna go for that, but I wouldn't go for it, because as soon as you get it, you've lost 200 for a worker, and it's immediately going to die. But I suppose that's she's just trying to take it away from the enemy. But when it immediately dies, you're just giving the enemy XP. So yeah, I never really want to give an enemy XP. Barracks now, oh, it's not barracks. Actually, it's the bunker being picked off now from Sexiie. Picked off Curious's bunker. With these quads, it's only 4 quads now remaining, but of these Inferno cannons and the Chinese units just being hammered and also picked off. We've got MiG coming in, taking quite a bit of damage yourself. Only one MiG is not very good. I'm not sure what Curious is doing at the moment. Losing he's just sending the odd unit in forward against these quads, and the quads just, of course, just shredding them open. So yeah, I don't know if Curious knows that he's lost his. Well, he crits now. Maybe that's why. Maybe he wasn't paying attention the last few minutes. But yeah, a few of those units just completely wasted, just completely out of line, and just picked off by a couple of quads. So well played by Sexiie. It brings it back to, what's the score now? 3-3. Yes, it brings it back to 3-3. So yeah, you destroyed 73 versus 65, quite even. Sexiie actually collecting 10k more. You can probably put that down to the oil having it for longer, and also he kicked Curious off his own supply for quite a bit, but then Curious actually quickly made a third in the center. So yeah, well played by Sexiie. Brings it back to 3-3. Okay, so we are on, what game are we on now? It's game 7. We've got Winter Wolf, and we've got in the top left we've got Sexiie and the pink super weapon, and in the bottom right we've got another super weapon mirror. So exactly like the first game actually. Did they choose this? Nah, it's just random again. So yeah, we've got Curious. Also in the super weapon in the sign color in the bottom right. This is a bit of a weird map than one that you don't normally see. As I was saying earlier, you don't normally see many official maps in the World Series so far, but here we are. We are being surprised here by one of the official maps. Sexiie doing his standard 2 barracks really close together at different angles, and Curious doing 2 barracks, actually skipping the war factory. Actually, I don't mind probably skipping the war factory in this.
Keep the supplies rolling. Any more
on this map, because it's going to be the two barracks is going to be winning the game most of the time. I would imagine you don't really need the war factory, because 99% of the time they're going to get denied and laser locked by the V's are going to get laser locked by the missile defenders. So let's see what Sexie's able to do here with the war factory. So it has got a V out and 2 missile defenders inside of that. We've got Curious going for an oil capture, it looks like, and Sexie's actually spotted that and actually sending his own drop over there as well. Ranger versus Ranger. We've got laser lock coming in from Curious, a little bit slower than the first game of that one, and the Chinook for Sexiie is able to escape without any damage at all. But Curious is able to win that little fight there. He's probably going to be able to secure that oil. Actually, this oil already captured from Sexiie. How fast was that? So actually that Chinook actually dropped something over here first. I actually missed that. I was actually focusing on the top, but Sexiie actually already on 1 oil. He's now got 2 Vs on the field. This one I think has still got 2 missile defenders inside of it. And if Curious is paying attention, he should laser lock that pretty instantly. He is paying attention. But this Chinook here needs to go back and start collecting. Actually, he doesn't need to, because actually he's built another one anyway. But Curious is going to be on, yeah, 2 Chinooks and 1 oil. With 2 barracks, but the enemy is already on a war factory and a few Vs out. Curious does have a nice few bunkered buildings, or actually 1, sorry. This area now able to be cleared out by Sexiie. He's actually pushed forward with 1 V, actually sacrificed a bit of HP off there, but it has now cleared out this area and is able to now capture a 2nd oil. So actually it looks like Sexie's going to be leading the way on this one. It's going to have both oils. Curious only going to have 1. Sorry, 0. What am I about? I'm on about 1. There's only 2 oils on this map. But yeah, once them turrets are captured as well, it's going to be really hard to take back the oils. So Sexiie is taking a bit of a lead here. We've got Curious with the first V out for him. We've got missile defenders out, going inside of that V now. He's going to go and try to take back the oil in the top, I would say. He's just going to charge straight for the center. He's going to go straight through the center, straight to the base. But another 2 Vs here out for Sexiie now. He's got 2 missile defenders back in the base, but can this V get in the supply line for Sexiie? Because that's going to cause some big damage, some much needed damage. And actually Curious is able to take this a little bit back here, but actually only able to capture 1 of the turrets, but the Vs are now going to come in. But this 1 V is going to get right in the supply line. Sexiie paying attention really well, able to pull them out, and the Chinooks are going to be completely safe. And actually the missile defenders are all being evac'd. We've got V coming in from Sexiie now, trying to defend against this. Damage being caused from both sides here, so one V gone down now for Sexiie, but this missile defenders are being pushed back now. These missile defenders here have now got a choice. Do they want to sacrifice themselves and go for a little bit of damage on the Chinooks, or do they want to continue running away? They are choosing to continue running away, but Sexiie is still on 2 oils, so this is Curious on a time limit. He needs to get them oils, otherwise the enemy's just going to take such a lead. Another 2 Vs here now for Curious. No tow missile upgrade though. 1 dozer going down there for Sexiie. Sexiie's actually in the supply line of Curious now. And if Curious is paying attention, he should be able to run over all of this stuff. He's able to run over it and clear that up. Amazing play there from Curious. But actually Sexiie, even I didn't spot that, and I'm the observer, he's actually able to sneak in there and cause big damage to the Chinooks. Actually, just probably it looks like he's just waypointed him across the map and actually just gone straight in. 1 Chinook gone down now for Curious, and I don't think he's going to be able to come back from that because he's actually killed 1 oil here, but I think the enemy just has too much at the moment. Unless he's going to have some really nice trades, it's looking like he's going to be falling behind. Sexiie now really establishing himself in that top right hand side. He's now captured both turrets, and this left side has been cleared out. Both V's going down for Curious there, and Curious doesn't really have that much left now. That's his last V going down. A really quick game actually, that one. Only 5 minutes. Curious actually.
You are victorious.
You could say maybe just completely outplayed Sexiie, just getting the quicker oil and then quickly getting the second oil as well. So just really well played by Sexiie. Nice quick game. Without further ado, let's jump into the next. So turning out to be quite a close series between these two. We are now on Sand Serpent. Sexiie is in the lead of 4-3, and he's in the top left on this map with the China in the pink, China Vanilla, and in the bottom right we've got Curious actually with Tox this time. So let's see what he's able to do with Tox versus China. A little bit of army luck for both players throughout this these series of matches. Looks like Curious is going for is that a fake barracks? Actually, it's not a fake barracks. It's actually going for a real barracks. And he's going to be going for, looks like a terror attack. He's going for rebels actually. He's going for rebels. It's like it. He's got a choice actually. Does he want to go for a really quick 1 oil, or does he want to build loads of rebels and go for a quick all of the oils? But it's a little bit slower. What is Sexiie going to do? I imagine he's probably going to be going mass helixes at some point. But let's see. We've got 2 war factory. Oh, no, actually 1 war factory, 1 supply. This supply is going to be trying to deny the workers here building any tunnels and stuff, and it looks like he is going to be successful. I don't think that worker's going to get his tunnel built in time somehow. Sexiie behind this actually going for a barracks. He's going to try and get in some of these buildings here, but all it would take is 1 technical, 1 rebel to clear out a load of this. But he's actually going for a bunker. He's going to place a bunker right in front of the tunnel. And this has worked out really badly actually so far for Curious, because the rebel is also going to be denied from getting the oil. He only built that 1 rebel as well, so he's oh, and he's lost loads of RPGs as well. So this is looking real bad so far for Curious, and everything's gone Sexie's way so far. Sexie's actually able to bring a flamer through the center as well, cleared out that bunker there. He's probably going to be flame walling the oil, I would imagine, because there's probably no chance of him holding that the whole game. So he'll probably just flame it while he can, I would. It looks like that's what he's going to be doing. Yeah, he's just going to flame it straight away. Curious actually got a sneaky tunnel up here at the top, and he's actually going for a oil capture there. 1 decent build order here would probably be, if you're going for the oils, you can send your first rebel there, and then you could send bikes to the other oils that are further away. But here, what I mean with the 1 technical, 1 rebel, just clear out all of these buildings. That bunker he won't be able to clear out, but he will be able to clear out a load of this, and he'd probably just be able to put a couple of RPGs in there in a bit. That's going to cause massive damage here. So actually Sexie's taking the first bit of damage so far throughout this game. Flamer is going to come in to try and save the day. Dozer has gone down. This technical is going to be chased away by 3 Gats, which are now out for Sexiie. Sexiie actually now expanding to the middle with another supply. So Sexiie actually going to be on 3 supplies. This rebel is going to run for his life. The flame tank is coming. He's going to be gassed and flamed to death. It's a bit of an attack here from Curious now, going towards the base of Sexiie. with 3 quads and 2 RPGs. If a flamer comes out of there, though, we could do a really good job of pushing these back and causing some a bit of damage to these quads, getting the HP a little bit low, and then come in to finish them off with the quads. Airfield now going up for Sexiie. 2 oils have been captured for Curious now. And that get actually causing big damage, actually escaping on a few HP. 1 quad has gone down. Well, it looks like 1 quad. Actually, it's a flamer, that one. It's a flamer's gone down, but these quads are actually going to escape on pretty low HP. It's actually quite a decent attack for Curious, keeping up the pressure, caused a bit of damage to the War Factory, picked off a flamer and actually escaped with some damaged units, so that's actually not bad at all. This quad is a little bit out of position, going to cause a little bit of damage to the trucks, but actually he's going to pay for it with his life. Supply now going up for Curious in the middle, and he's actually now on a 3rd oil, so both players on a pretty decent economy, taking pretty much all the supplies on the map, all the oils on the map, bar this one. That middle oil has died. Bit of an attack now through the center, but with the Scorp mixed in with the rocket upgrade, that's going to be a lot harder for Sexiie to defend against. All the flamers are pushing forward now, trying to take out this tunnel. There is another one behind it though, and I'm pretty sure that this attack here from Sexiie won't be able to clear out another tunnel. MiGs have come in, and I don't know what they killed actually. I don't think they killed anything. 1 quad going down, a flamer not going down. It's actually killed the Scorp. The Scorp got a little bit too close to the flames there. Usually the closer you go to the flame, the more damage it causes, so because it was really close, it just flamed it to death. So yeah, not a bad defense so far from Sexiie, all things considered, considering the weaker armies and stuff. Sexiie actually playing really decent. So Sexiie now collecting from the center still. 1 pile is mined out. It's not actually that much of a supply gain after you've spent the money on the trucks, and the supply is actually not that much of a gain, because the piles there aren't actually worth that much. But 2 trucks there denied from Sexiie by Curious. Flamer actually going to stop this other tunnel being finished, but Curious has now established even another tunnel in the center. This GAT is going to try and pick off this worker. That'll be a massive pick off if it does pick it off, but I think it's going to die. It's going to die to the GAT and the Scorp and the quad. Ooh, got MiGs coming in now. I think he's got napalm now. Yeah, he has got the napalm. He's going to be picking off the quad, but actually the quad is going to run away and deflect a bit of the damage from with the building, using the building as a bit of a shield. Sexiie is now finally going for his oils. I'd like to see him get this one. He's got the upgrade, so he can just get it at any point. MiGs are continuously doing damage. No helix out, I don't think. Yeah, 1 Scorp has been picked off there from the MiGs. Nice little defense here now from Curious on this bottom left hand side. Kind of sharing that kind of plateau. I can hear another oil being captured. That's Sexie's finally. Now getting his safe oil. That's got quite a lot of MiGs out, and that's quite hard for aTTaCkME to deal with. He's kind of got to spam quads. The MiGs can come in at any point and just strike like that, like they are doing. Yeah, and 1 tunnel is picked off. Quite a few workers there, fried to death as well. Well, 1 tunnel remaining, but 2 more are being dropped down. Got a bit of an engagement here. The oil for Sexiie is being picked off, or it's going to be defended by Sexiie now. So Sexiie actually trying to defend this. The MiGs are coming in and saving the day, or actually helping the day. I think it was going to be probably won anyway. There is another attack now from Curious coming in with the Scorps and with the quads. 1 flamer is going to be picked off. That's going to give that one a free rocket because he picked up the scrap. Another flamer going down. MiGs are now going to come in and pick off the quads. Actually, no MiGs have gone down so far. But now the Scorps really need to be attacking their airfield rather than just chilling there, because the MiGs are just going to go back home, reload, and then just pick off the Scorps again. So really they need to be pushing forward and attacking rather than just chilling there. That's a bit of a mistake, I would say. So yeah, all the Scorps have gone down now. Is that the last dozer? that is the last dozer. I don't think Curious probably realizes that last dozer. Ooh, very, very nice from the technical. I don't know if that was a plan all along, distract the shots with the Scorps and then fly in with the go in with the technical. That is a really, really good pick off. Picked off what, at least 3 MiGs there that I saw. And the technical's actually going to escape and actually pick off. Ooh, I don't know how it died there. But that was a really nice pick off either way. He still picked off 3, so it's really, really good. So loads more tunnels now popped out for Curious. He's actually pushing this attack back quite a bit. Red Guard's gone down, a Gat's gone down. This building is going to be pushed back as well. It's going to go down to low HP and pop open the tank hunter inside. We've got still quite a few MiGs out, and the oil does survive for Sexiie, but this is quite an aggressive position through the center for Curious. The MiGs are going to come in and it's going to hit the supply. It's probably going to hit the supply and actually completely kill it. 6 MiGs actually not taking it out completely. Was that 6 MiGs? Or was it 5 MiGs? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 6 MiGs. Bomb truck there from Curious. I think is that the first time we've seen a bomb truck in this World Series so far. But not actually achieving that much. Even though it detonated right near the unit, it's not actually doing that much. It leaves loads of toxin, and yeah, that's great. But really, you want a demo one, really. So yeah, 3 oils still up for Curious. He's got plenty of cash. He's actually building loads of black markets. I mean, look how many black markets we got going. We've got 4 black markets, 4 real ones, and a fake one. MiGs are going to come in again. Actually, I think he was trying to bait out the... Ooh, a bomb truck again. That's the second bomb truck. I think he was trying to bait out the quads. But these tunnels are being continuously bombarded. Actually, that one is surviving, so I would pop out a load of units there now. But it looks like Curious is playing this for the long game. He's not even... Well, this is what I always say about this map. This map here is... There's more money there. And more beneficial at getting that rather than building these markets. I'd prefer to see this more well defended and then build the markets behind it, rather than just invest everything in markets. So... but he is managing to hold on, but only by the skin of his teeth. He's lucky there wasn't another 1 or 2 MiGs out that was able to finish that tunnel. Was able to get some stuff out, but the MiGs are coming in now. I'm probably going to pick off... Oh, there's 1 worker left building a fresh tunnel. But the MiGs are going to come in now. And... yeah, the tunnel is cleared up. So, actually, this one is probably going to get up. Actually, no, it's denied by the outpost. So this whole area now for Curious is under threat. Got 2 more tunnels going up. Scorp and the quad continuing the aggression. That was another dozer. I don't know. Has that dozer been there all the time, or has he built that and sent it over? I don't know if that's the tracks. I think he sent it over. I think so. So actually, really unfortunate for Sexiie there. Sexie's actually going to lose a flamer and then lose his war factory. The MiGs are going to come in now. The Jarman has been picked off. War factory is cancelled down, but these tunnels continuously getting blown apart by the MiGs. Curiously, he's got 4k. He just needs to drop down like, I don't know, like 6 tunnels or 5 tunnels and a Stinger or something like that. He's got plenty of markets out though, and he has still got 3 oils, so his economy is still nothing to be laughed at. He's still got a really decent economy. Sexie's now mined out back at home, and that one's almost mined out as well. So I think Sexiie, just looking at it as it is, I think Sexie's going to be slowly starved out of the game unless he can make these units that he's got work, which he's got quite a lot of MiGs, and he's now got 2 helixes out. So can he make them work? Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I don't think he's going to make it work. Loads of MiGs going down there. I'm not even sure what they were doing, but there's just 3 quads out. Just torn through all of their MiGs. Just completely thrown away. No doubt there'll be a command center on the way, and he's going to have like 3 stars. He's going to have like rebel ambush and stuff like that. But saying that, actually, there's no command center drop down. But the angry mob is now out, and some MiGs are still alive. I don't think he's got the armor upgrade. He hasn't got the armor upgrade. That's why they're able to die so quick. I think that, does it give him like 25% or 50% extra armor? Or is it even 100%? I can't even remember now. Gives him quite a bit of extra armor anyway. But Sexie's going to be completely denied from this little plateau on this left, bottom left side. Dozer is still there, and an outpost is still there, but a really big push now with all these quads. Only Helix is really left for Sexiie now, so what is he going to be able to do with him? I don't think he's going to be able to do much. And if Sexiie would have won this game, or does win this game, then he will be going through, because he only needs 5. All the quads, quite a lot of damage caused from the quads, but sorry, by the flamers, and yeah, the quads are able to still clear up the Helix. There's a little bit of misplay there from Sexiie. He actually caused a lot of damage to the quads, but then flew in with the Helix a little bit, probably prematurely. Probably should have waited for some support powers and stuff, but yeah, Curious able to collect loads more supplies that game. Units destroyed, actually. Sexiie destroyed loads more, but yeah, well played by Curious. He brings it back to, what are we on now? 4. So next game wins, basically. So we're on this final game now between these two great players. We've got Sexiie and Curious. We've got Curious in the bottom left on Canyon of the Dead. He is in the nuke green color, and in the top right we've got Stealth, GLA Stealth in the pink for Sexiie. So Sexie's definitely got the army advantage. Doesn't really need to be making a war factory, in my opinion. Just loads of tunnels, RPGs, hijackers, and kind of playing it defensively, playing for the palace, playing for the long game. And Curious needs to be well, what is Curious going to do? He's got choices on this map. You can either go fast propaganda center and try and get the oils and the turrets, or you can do like a fast 3 supplies, because you've got this supply kind of here and this supply here for Sexiie. Or does he want to be doing like 2 war factories, just spamming a load of battle masters trying to get in the supply lines and stuff like that? So yeah, let's see what Curious is able to do. He's actually doing 2 war factories. Just going to be looking to try and get that early damage off, trying to get in the supply line. Sexiie actually going for a fake arms dealer. And 1 tunnel on the right, a tunnel up here by the oil. Tunnel in the center by this big tower. Got a hijacker out from Sexiie. He's going to go towards the center. It's a bit of a slow start, just because it's a bigger map. It takes a while for Curious's units to get through, to the base. But Curious is actually choosing just to block off that middle bit, just making sure there's no hijackers coming through. Send an outpost and a battle master there. Hijacker has come down here. 3rd supply going up for Sexiie. Oil capture on the way as well. It's got 2 rebels going towards the oils. Got a nice little army now from Curious in the center. We've got 2 battle masters, flamer, and an outpost. I'm going to guess that the battle master is going to be able to get in the supply line of at least this unsafe supply here. Sorry, the 2nd supply of Sexiie. It's not really unsafe because it's still able to be defended. Sexiie able to cause a little bit of damage to the battle master, but the battle master is going to get in the supply line. Kill, probably looking like going to kill all 5 workers there. The battle master now is taking damage from the tunnel. This little army here has pushed forward, and the tunnel has gone down. Actually really nice from Curious so far. A load of workers killed. Sexie's now getting the oil, so 1 of the oils is captured. He's also on 3 supplies, but Curious is also on 3 supplies, so actually it's both very even so far. This Battlemaster only needs 1 little shot and it is going down. Battlemaster actually is able to get into the supply line. It's looking like anyway, he just needs to go there and detonate. This Battlemaster here might be captured actually by the hijacker, not captured by the hijacker, and actually loads of workers gone down so far. So about 5 went down there, and about at least 5 or 6 went down there as well. So I think this oil capture down here has been denied. Not sure if that was the rebel that died just there, but 1 oil is captured for Sexiie, and he's actually establishing a bit of an aggressive position here. Palace is now going down for Sexiie as well. Sexiie has another Battlemaster in his supply lines. Not good news for him. He's lost plenty of workers so far. Looks like he's going to lose one quad as well. Quad able to do a little bit of damage to the Battlemaster, but the Battlemaster is just going to finish it off. Kill a load of workers as well. We've got a Flamer over here. Trying to find the best use of that. It doesn't have much HP, so it's not able to do actually that much. It's got loads of trucks out now for Curious mining, fully mining off all the supplies. Loads of RPGs lost there for Sexiie, and this Flamer is going to try and push back some of this aggression. Would like to see that bunker captured for Curious. That would be really nice if he evacs the 2 tank gunners from there and gets in there. That would be really, really nice to push this back. That would really, really help. The Battlemaster as well will just help even more. It'd be nice to pick off that worker before another tunnel gets up. It looks like he's going to be pushed back. That bunker might actually even go down to all these RPGs. Yeah, I would have loved to see that Battlemaster used here and try and defend that. Could have turned the tide of this whole area, but it's looking now like Curious is probably going to be pushed back. One tunnel actually does go down. This oil down at the bottom right has still not been captured by either player. I think we saw a Propaganda Center. Did we see it? Yeah, Propaganda Center has gone down, but the one over there did get denied. I don't think he realized the tunnel was so close. Battlemaster's now taking immense damage from these things, but mainly the artillery platform. Battlemasters for Curious are kind of all over the place now. This Flamer over here is still there. Another Battlemaster's got in the supply line for Sexiie, but Sexiie sure might be losing all these workers and whatever, but the oil has been captured for so long now. He's been collecting 1,000 off that every minute, so it just pays to replace the workers, so not actually so bad. A tunnel going down here, and Sexie's unsafe is under a massive threat at the moment. Sexie's 3rd supply looking like it is going to be going down. We've got a tunnel now here, and the barracks, and another rebel to capture that. We've got a Flamer actually captured from Curious here, and it's actually taking out the 3rd supply. That's actually a massive blow. Is he going to die? No, it's actually going to survive. It's really lucky for Curious there. He's able to stop that in time. The burst is now out though, and the Battlemasters are all being annihilated there. So yeah, 2 Battlemasters and an outpost dead as well. So more XP going in favour of Sexiie, and with the buses though, he's going to have a much easier time defending against the nuke. It's going to be a lot harder from here on out. We do have our first ECM out, which means the Propaganda Center is finished. I'd love to see the Lotus out though. But this oil and this platform is being captured as well by Sexiie, so it's looking like Sexie's going to get a massive economic boost. I'd like to see the Palace stealthed and put a few RPGs in it. I'd like to see a few more workers building tunnels and stuff. But when he should have like a nice amount of cash. He's almost on 4k. Plenty of Battlemasters out for Curious though now. We've got 4 Battlemasters and an ECM. Remember that it is next game wins. Whoever wins this one is going through to the next round. So they do have everything to play for in this game. 2 buses now are going to chase this army away, I would imagine. So yeah, these buses are going to cause so much damage so quickly to this army. As soon as the ECM is busy, it's massive damage caused. But does Curious have the upgrade? He does have the upgrade actually, so not going to cause splash damage to each other. So to each of the tanks. Actually, nice pick off there. 1 bus going down, but 2 Battlemasters, or 2 of something went down anyway. I don't know if it was a GAT and a Battlemaster. Curious continuing to push forward though, applying the pressure once again, and the barracks has been picked off, and supply is re-established over here now for Sexiie. So Sexie's now on 2 oils and 3rd supplies again. I'd love to see Curious kill these oils whilst he's attacking here and keeping Sexiie busy. That's his best chance to kill the oils. If he doesn't kill the oils, I have a feeling he's going to be starved out of the game, because this supply here must be close to being mined out. That supply there has only got 7.5k. So one quad is a little bit out of place and is disabled and quickly killed. And the bus is continuously popping out and causing damage to this army. As soon as a Jarman is out, that Overlord is going to be killed and I would assume captured. But Curious actually causing big damage here, and the Jarman actually came out at the wrong time and has actually gone down. The tunnel has been denied. The main base has been absolutely wrecked. It looks like the palace is maybe even going down. The flamer is causing massive damage to the palace and to the arms dealer. 2 battle masters picked off there by the bus, but the palace is going down. The palace has gone down, and now Jarman won't be able to reproduce that unless he's clicked it already, which I'm pretty sure he will have. He will have collected it already, surely. But it's the 2 oils that are keeping him in the game. He's already building another arms dealer down here. He's already got another barracks. He's already got a command center and stuff. So as soon as this is really cleared up, actually Sexiie looks like he's in a bad position, but not necessarily in that bad of a position. But Lotus has actually managed to clear this side. He's actually captured the artillery platform and now getting the oil. This is actually turning out to be a very close and decent game. Stealth buses and quads there. Jarman is out. He did click it just in time. Jarman is now going to pick off one Overlord and is actually going to go inside it with the Rebel ambush as well. He's going to probably disable it though. He's going to disable it with the ECM and it's going to go down for Sexiie. Sexiie is able to pick off all of the red guards with the Jarman. Lotus has now captured both of these buildings. There are still 2 tunnels there and nothing able to stop that rebel from capturing it back. So Curious actually completely destroyed Sexie's main base. Jarman now picking off another red guard. Actually now picking off another Overlord as well. Jarman probably going to take quite a bit of damage here. He's going to be now forced back. There's only 1 bus out now. I'm not even sure if that's full yet. It is full. Sexiie is on about 4.5k. Curious on about 2.7k. Causing massive damage here. And if he gets anywhere near that bus, he's going to be causing huge upset for Curious. Yeah, he is going to get the bus, I think. And is the Lotus going to go inside of the Overlord? That is the question. Or is the Lotus just going to hang around and try and capture something or steal some cash? That supply actually can be sold because there's no supplies left there. But this Overlord now is going to be captured by the Lotus, and actually the Lotus going inside it and running over all of the RPGs. That's definitely worth it, I think. Actually, no, it definitely is worth it because you gain a $2,000 unit for a 16, or was it 1850? 1850 for nuke, something like that. And you've stopped the enemy getting an Overlord as well. If that enemy had that Overlord, then there was no way of really taking it back. But Curious is now mined out on both main supplies. He's now only collecting here, so he doesn't actually have that much. He does still have the oil though, and that Rebel has not captured it back. So both players looking a little bit ropey at the moment, not looking amazing for both players. This Flamer has been chilling there for probably since like the 5 or 4 minute mark, something like that. Maybe even earlier. Absolutely chilling for loads of time. Supply, 3rd supply going down for Sexiie, but he still has an Overlord hidden in the tunnel. He's now going to save that. It's really handy to have that Overlord backed up. And both players actually don't have that much right now. Got Battlemaster, Outpost and ECM looking for stuff that could possibly be stealthed. Got a big attack here from Sexiie now. He has used his snipe on one of the trucks. And the bunker has been taken out, and there was like 4 tank hunters inside of there. So yeah, they've all gone down. Flamer is now going to clear out this building here for Sexiie. Sexie's now rebuilding his main supply. Still not mined out when the enemy's been mined out on his main supply and a 2nd supply for ages.
Their building is ours.
But yeah, Curious doesn't have much cash at all now. He has $700.25 to his name. But then only a few Battle Masters, ECM, Flamer, and an Outpost, and a GAT over here. That's all really he has now. Whereas Sexiie, I feel, is going to be... he's not on this oil anymore, and Cash Hack has just happened, so not so bad. But Sexiie, he's definitely got the units that can pay off better because of stealth tunnels. Only thing that Curious really has got going for him is the more powerful support powers. Jarman is now still out as well. She's going to pick off the units, and I think Curious is probably going to be starved out of these games. Curious now on these last few units. He does a 1750 now, probably because of the Cash Hack. But Jarman is back out and in the mix. Probably does it want to just snipe the Outpost. Main supply is going down now. See what I mean about this more powerful support powers, able to completely level supplies down to the whole mode though, so it is going to be reproduced for free of charge for Sexiie. But Sexiie now also has the enemy supply here. He could even take that truck. It's actually fully loaded with supplies as well, so he could drop off some money, and it would help him collect here for probably a little bit quicker. Rather than building loads of workers or whatever. But he is collecting from here as well. This tunnel is rebuilding. Sorry, yeah, the whole mode is rebuilding back to a supply. Unless the Battlemaster is able to kill it, but there is a bus here to save the day. I think there is still an Overlord in there somewhere. The Stealth Overlord is actually over here, and I think Curious is just not have that much money. He just got the one oil. He is cash hacking from somewhere as well, though. Not sure exactly where, but this supply is going down for Curious as well. Cash hack is happening here, so actually maybe Curious is able to hold on with the cash hack, consistently emptying Sexie's bank account.
It's very hot in here.
So one tunnel going down there for Sexiie. Bus is able to clear this up though. Flamer has gone down. All of these units have gone down, and that was his main ground army really. He now has one Battlemaster over here with the oil. He's got a Battlemaster dropped off by the reinforcement pad. He's got a few units in there, I think. Yeah, just 2 tank hunters inside of there. He's still cash hacking though, so Sexiie is being denied of cash. Lotus is able to move out of the way when Sexiie realizes and brings a quad there, but I think that's going to be Curious not on much cash now. I know I've said it a few times, but must be close to running out. And if Sexiie is able to kill that oil over there, which he could do easily with like just one bus or anything, it wouldn't be a bad idea at all. This bus able to just be more economically beneficial, picking off units without dying itself. So 2 units have gone down so far. I think it was a Battlemaster and a Flamer. Another Battlemaster is going to go down now. Those are going to go down. So the bounty upgrade is giving him cash as well. So everything that he kills is not only getting XP, but he's also getting cash to build more and more units. So that's why the bounty is one of the best generals promotions in the game. Bus now does go all the way back, and Sexiie is now collecting off quite a few supplies. Lotus has now been chased away on a low HP, but Sexie's on 3 supplies and collecting with worker shoes right now, so he's on a massive amount of money. Lotus is running away, and I think it's looking like Sexie's game. These mines might do some damage to the bus, but the bus is really quickly killing this war factory. Not sure if it will walk on the mines or not. Let's see. Sexiie seems to be aware that there is mines. I don't know if he's popped any mines open when he's shot them and stuff. I don't think he has. The mines are still there, so he could walk into them if he doesn't be careful. Counter-attack here from Curious. He's managed to get a load of Battlemasters out again. I think it's mainly from that supply drop. We've got ECMs out as well. It's Bus is extremely close to the mines. It's really slowly killing the base of Curious. Actually, Curious doesn't have that much left now. He's slowly killing the command center now. Command center's almost on about half HP. There is a sneak attack out now. There's a mine drop coming in. Or is it an EMP? No, it's a mine drop. The command center is looking like it's going to be going down. EMP, maybe? Has to be an EMP. Disabled his own Battlemaster there. A load of Battlemasters are coming back to try and defend against this. This stealth, the sneak attack is being closed down. I'm not sure how much Sexiie has. Actually, it's 8,000. This is Curious is 1,100, so.
Unit lost.
And Frag's bomb dropped right on top of some of Curious's units. So the ECM has gone down. Battlemaster, I imagine, is going down as well. Yep. Well, the Bounty's collecting money for this all the time as well, while all the units are dying. And Curious, GG. So Sexiie is going through 5-4 to the next round. So well played by Sexiie there. Do you feel he had the stronger army in that last game? But I don't know. Curious played actually pretty well. I'm not sure what else he could have done really to try and win that. But yeah, Curious actually destroying way more units, but not collecting quite as much of cash. I think this is the oil that let him down. Sorry, it's the oil is the major mistake. Letting Sexiie have the oils for too long. Yeah, well played by Sexiie. He takes this series 5-4.